Hi guys, my name is Christine and I'm a dating, relationship and personal development coach. And today I'm talking about why did they come back after rejecting you? Okay, so you got rejected, you got over it basically, and now this person that rejected you has come back into your life. So why does this sometimes happen? Now, of course, I'm going to be very generalistic. I'm going to be quite stereotypical. So obviously, I don't understand your full situation if this kind of thing has happened to you. So, please take that into account. Just take what resonates with you. One of the main reasons sometimes this happens is because what the person that you're dealing with is an attention seeker, right? So they might not necessarily have changed their feelings about you, but it's just because that perhaps you moved on, perhaps you walked away from them, perhaps you went into no contact, and now they're like, why are they no longer chasing me? Why are they no longer pursuing me? I thought they adored me. And so what they do by coming back is they're hoping that they're going to start getting that attention back from you. They're hoping that somehow they can worm their way back into your feelings so they can get that ego boost, right? So basically, how do you know then if this is the case for you? Like, how do you know if that you're dealing with an attention seeker, right? Like, so how do you basically tell the difference between someone who genuinely regrets rejecting you or someone that is actually an attention seeker? So someone that is an attention seeker in the past hasn't said yes to going out with you. Perhaps you've asked them out and they said no. Perhaps they put you in friend zone. If they've never had feelings for you, and they've always sort of kind of like wormed their way back into your life after perhaps you've said to them, look, no, I want more than friendship. And then they, like a week later, they come back and they're kind of breadcrumbing you, giving you like a little bit of hope that something may happen. But when it comes down to it, they never enter a relationship with you. You never get physically intimate with them. You never meet up just you two alone for a date, and it's never romantic. Perhaps they always bring a friend along, or perhaps they always flake out last minute. You can never seem to get them out on that date. And basically, they still, but they're still in your life. They're still saying, they could even be saying things like, oh yeah, I do have feelings for you, I do really like you. They could still be, saying that sort of stuff to you, but when it comes down to it, they're not meeting up with you, they're not being intimate with you, they're not hanging out with you alone. Then things are never romantic. You may have not even kissed them or held their hand or anything like that. It's never got to that point. Now, of course, sometimes they may like do something like hold your hand, but even friends hold hands, right? But the point is that you've never got to a point where you two are exclusively in a relationship, or you're not being romantic together, as in like being intimate, sleeping in each other's places, that kind of stuff, right? But someone who isn't an attention seeker will do the opposite of that. Like, so basically, if someone rejected you and then they do come back into your life, and that you can tell that they've basically regretted their decision to reject you and they've started to think differently towards you now, is they'll be putting in so much effort. They'll be asking to meet up with you. They may even say to you that they regret what they did. If they're really open like that. I feel like most people are a bit too prideful and stubborn to actually admit that. But there are people out there that will be like, yeah, I feel bad that I rejected you. I think I made a mistake. You don't hear it often, but it's not unknown, right? And basically, it gets to a point where you two actually, they're like asking you out. They want to see you. They want to meet up with you alone. And they're making an effort, basically. And it's easy to meet up with them. Like, they don't flake out last minute. They want to be there. So, that's basically how you can tell, basically. But most of the cases, unfortunately, is that what you're really dealing with is someone who is an attention seeker. They've rejected you, you've moved on, they can't handle that because they just cannot believe that you can resist them. Like, how could you not love me anymore? It's sort of like such an egotistical, bit of a narcissistic thing, a bit toxic. I don't condone it whatsoever, but some people are just like that. They just want your attention, they just want to feel good, they just want to feel desired. And what it really means is that they're insecure. But obviously that doesn't mean that you rub that in their face and you tell them. Basically, if someone comes back and you can tell that they're just an attention seeker and they're basically coming back hoping that you're going to make them feel better, make them feel desired, the best thing to do is to simply ignore them when, someone comes back into your life that has rejected you, but is, basically continuing playing the game, especially if this is a pattern that's happened a lot. So let's say they rejected you, You've walked away, they come back, they're breadcrumbing you a little bit. You feel like, oh, maybe they do have feelings for me now. And then maybe you say something like, I still like you, or something like that. And then it happens all over again. It just keeps on happening. They keep on rejecting you, they keep on coming back, and then you get sad and upset because, they're breadcrumbing you, giving you a little bit of hope, but then they never meet up with you on a date. They never get intimate with you. You never become boyfriend and girlfriend, or girlfriend and girlfriend, whatever the case may be, or boyfriend and boyfriend. It never happens that way. They always just keep on crawling their way back into your life, but then the same thing happens over and over and over again. It's because they like the attention. It's because they like to feel validated in that way. And yeah, it's not a good thing. It just means they're really insecure. So, like I said, it could be that, it could be the opposite of that. Perhaps they do genuinely feel like they made a mistake in rejecting you. Perhaps they do feel differently towards you now. But again, you'll know the difference now. You know the difference if it's an attention seeker or someone who genuinely wants to get back with you because they are putting in the effort. They really want to see you. They may be even confessing how they feel about you and things like that. But the point is that you can actually meet up with them and things get romantic with them. You end up in a relationship with them. That's how you know. So as I was saying, the best response when this kind of thing happens, and like I said, most of the time it is because they're an attention seeker. The best thing to do is to just simply ignore them, to not let them back into your life. And maybe even if you want to block them or something like that, if you feel like you can't help yourself. Because, sometimes, that kind of thing does happen. Like if you still have really strong feelings for them and you still feel that way about them, then, you have to think about what's best for you, about what's going to make you happy. And if this person is preventing you from moving on and finding a healthy relationship, then sometimes the best thing to do is to cut your losses. The best thing to do is to decide that you can't have that person in your life anymore, because it's just what's best for your mental health, for your personal self-esteem. You don't have to have these people in your life if you don't want to, right? It's your life, it's your social media accounts. You can decide who you're friends with, who you follow. And if you don't want them in your life and you don't want to be around them, you don't want to know about them, you don't care anymore, and you don't want them to come back in your life, then you can block their number, you can block them on Facebook, you can unfollow them or block them, whatever it is, or mute them, whatever it is that you want to do, right? You got to think about what's best for you. And that's ultimately what you have to do throughout, not just these kinds of situations, but all situations. You got to figure out what's best for you. Like in a career, for example, like if you're not being appreciated at work, then obviously stay in that job, but make sure you find something better, right? Be always looking for a better opportunity, especially until you find somewhere where you're happy and that you actually like, where you enjoy the environment. And you got to take that approach to all facets of your life, in all different areas of your life. You've got to always be thinking out what's going to make me happy, what's going to make me genuinely feel proud about myself, and when I look in the mirror, am I proud of myself, and what can I do to make myself feel proud and be happy with the life that I'm living? And if you're not happy, then you have to start changing a few things and start looking for better options for you, so you can start that journey to have a better life, so you can go from where you are now, which may not be a great place, to where you want to be in the future, which is hopefully a very happy, more fulfilled, peaceful place. Okay, so you've always got to be trying to find a way to get yourself to that point. And having people that are attention seekers, that come back, that keep on coming back time and time again after they've rejected you, you can't have that kind of person in your life. Again, unless it's a one-off, where it was someone who genuinely made a mistake and now they feel differently towards you, and they're meeting up with you, they're telling you that they like you, and they show up to those dates. So thank you so much for watching. If you'd like to get in touch with me personally, then please go to www.christineloveridge.com. Thank you so much for watching, and I shall talk to you again very soon. Goodbye.